Okay, well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold.
Sophie Cunningham stepped into Indiana and within minutes made sure everyone knew exactly what kind of player she is, as this was not just another routine player introduction but a statement, and what happened next left someone over in Las Vegas side-eyeing her own merch sales right about now. When Sophie took the mic at her press conference, she wasted no time setting the tone by making
Hey guys, it's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye.
it crystal clear that she is sassy, fiery, and has her teammates' backs no matter what, and Fever fans have been craving that kind of energy, so Sophie walked in ready to deliver with no hesitation, no holding back, and pure unapologetic confidence. Right after dropping those bold words, Sophie posed with her brand new Indiana Fever jersey number 8 on full display, and you could practically hear the excitement buzzing through the fan base the moment she
And I think that, like, just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself, but I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole, and so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
Posted that picture online, as the comment section flooded with fans already begging to know where they could get their hands on her jersey, and not long after, she noticed someone commenting that they could not get a jersey because they were sold out, and that is when the madness really started, because just hours after her press conference, social media exploded with fans saying the same thing. Sophie Cunningham.
Long after I put it up, I was going through the comments and I noticed someone commented saying, I'm going to get one of those jerseys. Sophie Cunningham, yes, I'm getting that jersey. But the commenter said, I can't get a jersey. These jerseys are gone. These jerseys are about sold out. Can't get one. And I was thinking,
Women's jersey was nowhere to be found, completely sold out, and mind you, she had not even stepped onto the court yet, had not played a single minute, had not even gotten through her first full practice, and still her jersey vanished from the shelves faster than a Caitlin Clark deep three. Sophie just showed up in Indiana, had her press conference, and got in the gym with Keith Porter knocking down shots and working on stuff, and the jersey she just highlighted sold out instantly, and this all went down right after she had finished her first gym
up in Indiana, just had her press conference, just got in the gym already. I know she got in the gym with Keith Porter knocking down shots, working on stuff. The jersey that you just saw her highlighting, got my jersey finally here.
Session when she was still catching her breath from her first Fever workout, as fans had already wiped out every last Cunningham jersey in stock, which is wild. And meanwhile, somewhere across the country, Aya Wilson had to be watching. This unfold wondering who just sold out their jerseys before even playing a game, as she had to be scrolling through social media seeing all the hype and suddenly feeling a little nervous, because she is the reigning MVP yet here is Sophie Cunningham walking into the Fever locker room and immediately becoming a top-selling jersey, which has got to sting a little. I went this morning to see for myself what was up with the sale of the jersey because I had seen that comment, so I came over to the team store where you can get.
I went this morning, I said, let me go see for myself what's up with the sale of the jersey, just because I had seen that comment. So I came on over to the team store. You can get Pacers gear, Fever gear. So here is Sophie Cunningham's jersey. It's the front of the jersey.
Pacers gear and Fever gear, and here is Sophie Cunningham's jersey on the front, and let us be real. Fever fans are loving Sophie because she brings that raw, unfiltered energy that Indiana thrives on, as she did not just say she is going to stand up for her teammates but means it, and Fever Nation felt that passion instantly and responded by making sure every last Cunningham jersey was gone. The Indiana Fever's merchandise team just got hit with a tidal wave they never saw coming, as fans rushed to the team store and website in droves, and the result was absolute chaos with Sophie Cunningham's jersey selling out faster than almost any other WNBA player in history, all before she has even played a single minute for Indiana. Here is
Adult Indiana Fever number 8 Sophie Cunningham Rebel Swingman jersey in red by Nike, $130. Okay, so look at this. There's a size extra small available. Needless to say, that one ain't for me. So this is, look at the rest of these. If you want a small, here's the sign. Here it is right here. Sold.
The adult Indiana Fever number 8 Sophie Cunningham Rebel Swingman jersey in red by Nike for $130. And looking at the sizes, extra small is the only thing available, but needless to say that one is not for me, and if you look at the rest, small is sold out right there. And think about that for a second, because this is not some longtime franchise player or former MVP but a newly acquired role player, yet her jersey demand skyrocketed like she is the face of the league, and the Fever's merchandise team is completely blindsided right now, probably still scrambling behind the scenes desperately trying to restock before the season even starts, but just how bad is this sellout situation?
Okay, well let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold out. The only thing that you can get is an extra small, and it still says low stock, one item left. One item.
Well, I checked the site myself expecting to maybe see a few sizes left, but nope, every single size medium, large, extra large, and double extra large were all gone, like they never even existed, and the only thing left was one single extra small jersey with a warning flashing low stock and only one left, so if you did not move fast you were out of luck. Cunningham just showed up in Indy and has not played a game yet, and that commenter was not lying because if you are extra small you can grab that one.
Just showed up in Indy, hasn't played a game yet, and that commenter wasn't lying. If you're extra small, I guess you can grab up that one left. That's wild. I guess the message has been sent. The organization is going to have to make sure they have plenty in
left, which is wild, and I guess the message has been sent that the organization is going to have to make sure they have plenty in stock, and meanwhile just for fun I took a peek at Aya Wilson's jerseys and well, there is plenty of inventory available with large, medium, and small all in stock with no flashing low stock warnings, just rows and rows of Aya jerseys waiting for someone to add them to their cart. But Sophie's are gone faster than pizza at a Super Bowl party, and this by the way is driving Aya Wilson.
This, by the way, is driving A'ja Wilson fans nuts. They're furious that this is happening on the same day. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, don't they realize the impact of A'ja Wilson, blah, blah. What impact? Stop.
Fans nuts as they are furious this is happening on the same day. The Fever's merch team is officially in panic mode because they never expected this kind of response, and now they are scrambling to restock before the Fever's first game. And let us be real, this kind of sellout frenzy usually only happens for generational superstars or number 1 draft picks, not players picked up in trades, but this situation proves something bigger.
I gotta say this because I've said this before, and this is yet another example. Indiana Fever fans. I'm not talking about the people they've been made out to be by people out there, by media, by WNBA players and coaches. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real Indiana Fever fans. Don't just talk the talk. They walk the
Fever fans are not just hopping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon, because Indiana Fever fans do not just talk the talk but walk the walk, as for years critics have tried to claim that Indiana's fan base is only here for Clark and would not care about the rest of the roster, but this jersey sellout just shattered that narrative completely, because Fever fans are not just here to cheer on Caitlin Clark but are here to ride or die for the entire team, putting their money where their mouths.
They buy merch, basketballs, Caitlin Clark basketball. They're begging to buy Caitlin Clark's Nike shoe when that shows up. They're buying jerseys.
And, you know, A'ja Wilson has to be watching all this unfold, side-eyeing her untouched jerseys, wondering what just happened. She'll probably release a press conference tomorrow saying her jerseys are all sold out too.
I got sweatshirts, t-shirts, different things. They're buyers. I'm not saying that no other fans are buying stuff because obviously people are wearing stuff in stands, but it is Indiana Fever.
Are in giving the rest of the league a first-hand lesson in what true fan loyalty looks like.
Caitlin Clark turned the league down, right? Well, this source close to A'ja Wilson is claiming they offered Asia Wilson more money than Caitlin Clark to play in.
They buy merch, basketballs, and Caitlin Clark basketballs, and they are begging to buy Caitlin Clark's Nike shoe when that shows up, and Aya Wilson has to be watching all this unfold
How many people showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf? With actual attention, economics at play, Caitlin's participation in any league has an existential bearing. Nobody outside of Asia herself cares about whether Asia shows up. That's crazy because literally nobody asked, and sources close to Asia Wilson decided to answer.
Eyeing her untouched jerseys, wondering what just happened, and she will probably release a press conference tomorrow saying her jerseys are all sold out too, because Fever fans are buyers and they are showing up. And remember when she said she was invited to Unrivaled and offered a higher salary less than a day after Caitlin Clark turned down their offer, and sources close to Aya Wilson claimed they offered
Town, right? Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream. They not like us, Renee. Those who say it's not about Caitlin, it's not, I'm not saying again that no other fans are buying stuff. That's obviously not true. But you cannot, just like you can't compare other players to Caitlin Clark and the effect she has, you cannot compare
her more money than Clark to play in that league. And the jealousy is unreal because did you see how many people showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf? With actual attention economics at play where Caitlin's participation in any league has an existential bearing, and nobody outside of Aya herself cares about whether she shows up, yet sources close to her decided to answer anyway. Indiana Fever fans are not just talking the talk but backing up their loyalty.
Indiana Fever fandom who go out and put their money where their mouth is, not just hanging out trolling on social media. You're gonna have the troll, obviously, but fans are buying tickets, which is why things have to change when Indiana
with their wallets and reshaping the entire franchise. Because while other WNBA fan bases are busy arguing on social media or making excuses for their team's lackluster attendance, Fever fans are out here breaking records in merchandise sales, and Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream said they are not like us, because those who say it is not about Caitlin are missing the point, as you cannot compare other players to Caitlin.
fan. That to me is Exhibit A. Sophie Cunningham barely steps foot in the field house, y'all. Jersey, one left in extra small. Everything else sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Whether you skinny, whether you fat, sold out. Equal opportunity.
Clark and the effect she has, and this is not just about showing love for Clark but about embracing every player who puts on that Fever jersey, whether they have been on the team for years or just arrived. And that is what makes Indiana's fan base different. Because Renee Montgomery nailed it when she said that Fever fans are not like other WNBA supporters who just hype up their team online, but instead they invest in them. Indiana Fever fans go out and put their money where their mouth is, not just hanging out trolling on social media, as they are buying tickets, which is why things have to change when Indiana comes, and think about it. Sophie Cunningham has not even stepped on the court for Indiana yet and she is already getting treated like royalty, and in most markets role players might sell a few jerseys once they prove themselves, but in Indiana, Fever fans are not waiting and are going all in from day one, sending shockwaves through the league.
I just want to point that out. As an Indiana Fever fan, I mean, there are people who are willing to pay all kinds of money to get tickets. There are people who are buying merch, off like flying off the shelves, basketball, all kinds of stuff. And they're begging to buy that shoe. That's why I said, Nike, I don't know what the deal is. I'm not into the contract or anything like that. They got something, whatever their agreement is, that's their agreement. I'm saying, though, when that shoe shows up, they better prepare and be ready.
Sophie Cunningham barely stepped foot in the fieldhouse and her jersey is down to one left in extra small while everything else is sold out. Whether you are skinny or fat, it is equal opportunity sold out. But this is bigger than just a few jerseys flying off the shelves, because Indiana's fan loyalty is turning the Fever into a destination franchise. And players around the WNBA are paying attention, because if you had the choice between playing in front of half-empty arenas with zero energy or joining a team where fans welcome you with open arms and buy out your jersey before you have even played a game, where would you go? Indiana is making itself the place to be and other teams are scrambling to catch up. Now
had the craziest momentum that we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, the fact that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep out of them the entire season. It truly makes me wonder, like, if I were Caitlin Clark's management, and again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would be truly rethinking the deal that I signed up.
We have a full-blown merchandise crisis on our hands because Fever fans are trying to get their hands on anything with that Indiana logo on it, and the supply chain cannot keep up, as jerseys are gone, hats are selling out, and do not even get started on the Caitlin Clark shoe situation, because as an Indiana Fever fan I have to point out that there are people willing to pay all kinds of money to get tickets, buying merch flying off the shelves, and they are begging to buy that shoe, so when that shoe shows up, they better prepare and be ready. Nike is failing.
Remember, fans are for real Indiana Fever fans, and they buy tickets, they sell out arenas, home and away, they buy merch.
To capitalize on what could be the biggest WNBA merchandise release of all time, as Clark's signature shoes are nowhere to be found with no release date and no update, while fans are practically throwing their credit cards at the screen begging to buy them, and if Sophie's jersey sold out in hours, Clark's shoes will be gone in seconds, so what is Nike waiting for? Because the Fever are turning into a merchandise juggernaut and the only thing stopping them now is the lack of supply, and if the WNBA and Nike do not wake up fast, they are going to miss out on the biggest business opportunity the league has ever seen, as she had the craziest momentum we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, and that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world yet we did not hear a peep out of them the entire season, makes me wonder if I were Caitlin Clark's management, I would be truly rethinking the deal I signed up for. Indiana Fever fans are not just making noise but proving their loyalty with their wallets, and yet Nike and the Fever organization are completely dropping the ball, because every day that merchandise stays out of stock is another huge missed opportunity and another day of lost revenue that the team will never get back. And remember that fans are real Indiana Fever fans who buy tickets, sell out arenas home and away, and buy merch, so think about it.
Because Indiana Fever fans support, not just by running their mouth or running their fingers, they actually do something. And those who may not be able to afford it, they want to do something. And so this is just me saying, way to go, Fever fans. And we love, listen, remember how it was like nobody wants to go play in Indiana, nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark, those fans. And we came to find out when free agency showed up, everybody wanted to go to Indiana and play for the Indiana Fever and play with Caitlin Clark, and when they got here started praising the fans.
Sophie Cunningham, a role player, sold out her jersey before even stepping on the court for Indiana, and that alone should have set off alarm bells at Nike's headquarters, because if Sophie's jersey cannot stay on the shelves, what do you think is going to happen when Caitlin Clark's signature shoes finally drop, as the demand is already there? But instead of capitalizing on it, Nike's slow production is capping the Fever's growth at a time when they should be dominating the market. What makes this even more frustrating is that fans are ready to spend, and this is not a case of people hesitating over prices or debating whether to buy, because they want to buy but they cannot buy, and they are searching, refreshing, waiting in line, and getting nothing, which is a business owner's dream scenario with customers practically throwing money at you. But the problem is there is no inventory to sell, so if Nike and the Fever do not step up production right now, they are not just missing out on money but actively hurting the Fever's momentum, and they need to flood the market with jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and yes, finally release those Caitlin Clark shoes, because the longer they delay, the more potential revenue vanishes into thin air and the more fans grow frustrated. Indiana Fever fans support not just by running their mouth or their fingers but by actually doing something, and those who may not be able to afford it still want to do something, so way to go Fever fans, because remember how it was like nobody wants to go play in Indiana and nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark, but then when free agency showed up, everybody wanted to go to Indiana and play for the Fever and play with Clark, and when they got here they started praising the fans. So let us take a step back and appreciate what is really happening here, because this is not just about selling some jerseys but about Fever fans changing the game literally, as Renee Montgomery nailed it when she said that Fever fans are not like any other WNBA supporters because they do not just cheer from the sidelines but invest in their team, setting a new standard for what women's basketball fandom looks like and forcing the entire league to take notice, as Fever fans are not just watching history but creating it, proving that a WNBA team can be as marketable and profitable as any men's team if the right pieces are in place. And this is not just a fan base but a movement redefining what support looks like in women's sports, so if other teams are not taking notes, they are going to get left behind just like Aya Wilson.